Welcome to CIC number 9. Today I'd like to talk about the new museum and its recent addition. In the past, whenever I would go to the new museum, I gradually developed a kind of dread. I felt the building and its circulation to be claustrophobic. It's certainly, as an exhibition space, it was capacious. It's the promise of the new museum and its curatorial thrust is intriguing. The desire to showcase emerging art and all things new, absolutely fantastic. No one can find fault in that ambition. Great thing for New York. But the building itself, I just didn't like it. The only way to deal with it as I became accustomed to navigating it was to get into that circulation core, the elevator banks and stairs, and get up to the top exhibition space and start making my way down. But the sense of always being inside, never a kind of relief to be able to look out to see light and not maybe breathe the air, but at least see it. There was none of that relief, and by the time I started to make my way down the elevator core, seeing exhibition after exhibition, I found myself wanting to get the hell out of there. And with the exhibition program too, being dedicated to new and emerging art, being new and emerging, it's full of risks, and not all of them pay off, and therefore you get amidst the occasional intriguing artworks, you will also see a lot of jejune work that falls flat. And so if you combine those two things together over the years, I just developed a kind of resistance to entertaining the thought of visiting the museum. Not a good thing to admit, but that's the way it is, the way it was for me. So when the addition was announced and it was under construction, I thought, okay, well, we have a chance here. And it was a great thing to see. What they did was the existing building designed by Sana Architects was ultimately complemented by the addition by OMA. And so what you have is effectively the side of the existing building of the exhibition spaces was opened up. In between is an atrium circulation, which was really needed, and then a doubling of exhibition space, which is quite ambitious and can only be but good, obviously. So I went to it and was delighted by what I saw. The exhibition that's up for the inaugural show is entitled New Humans, Memories of the Future. And as I used to do, I took the atrium stairs are kind of magnetic as you go up this kind of atrium, diagonally zigzagging your way up to the top floor. There would be all this prismatic feeling, and the architectural materials are, I guess, consonant with the ambition of the building and the sense of technology and the new, everything all metal, perforated, all several varieties of them, and transparency, not only in the glass and plastics, but also a kind of transparency of the building itself, where you can see through perforated metal the structure, or at least the shadows. And so you get a sense of the building as a very perforated itself, which is, it helps it breathe. Interesting to get up to the top of that atrium, get a peek at the experimental space. I forget what they call it. It's innovation space. And it must be quite a bit of fun to be working in there. And down from there into the exhibition space, and seamlessly you can go from the new additional galleries, rather large, and seamlessly go into the old galleries from the original building. And the exhibition program itself is consonant to the ambition, to the character of the museum. It's dedicated to this sense of technology and the new, and memories of the future. We have been the 20th century, now the 21st. There's quite a track record of anticipating what that future would be. And so you would see things as old as the set design illustrations for War of the Worlds. You would see architectural models, some old, some new. On the top space, you would have a kind of, you have flying robots, kind of octopus-like, circulating in space. And I was privileged to be there because they're not always flying, so I felt kind of lucky that I was able to witness them as I entered the space. And then down below, the exhibition unfolded into various other sub-themes and categories, with a mixture of old and new, paintings and sculptures, videos, installations, and all quite a sparkling kind of, as you would expect a technology to be, a kind of exhibition you probably have to go in more than once to get the most out of it. For technology itself, I never think of it as a separate thing, that we have humans and then we have technology. I think of technology as a kind of prosthetic that extends and amplifies human capacity. And therefore, you have the human traveling down that. My first mental image of that would be the cane, the simple cane. You would eventually, you can feel through that, or through chopsticks, for example, you get a sense of touch that would telemetry to the end of that simple technology, and extending the human capacity to walk. Eventually we made cars, of course, and other forms of transportation that extends that human capacity to travel, or the human capacity to communicate, originally through telegraph, and then radio, and then now internet. We have something that's astonishing and something to glory in, and this exhibition revels in this topic, and appropriately so. The building itself is bristling with that, and I mentioned earlier about the perforated metal, and the plastics, and the glass. It's interesting to be able to get a sense of how everything is put together. And that kind of transparency it had me decoding the building. It's natural for me because of my previous experience in architecture, but I think any visitor would have that kind of marvel to it, and a sense that you could read into the depth of the building. Certainly, there are the small faults I found in the building were in the places where a human being would touch. For example, the rails of the stairs in the atrium, all that sheet metal put together, wherever you could reach with your hands. It's not fully thought through, It's a kind of detail that in the back of my mind, I keep trying to imagine better ways, and maybe with all the maker machines that the museum has, maybe an enterprising artist would find a way to cap that problematic detail, but leave that for a future artist. Yeah, new museum. Didn't like it before, like it a lot more now, and I recommend it, and I think it's a great thing for New York City, and look forward to future programming from the museum. So big thumbs up for the new museum, New York City.